Okay. Hello. Okay. So, well, I did get in the mail the piece to replace the piece. So I wanted to share with you kind of what I did and how I screwed up, because it happens and you just have to deal with it. So what I was doing, let me come over here and I will show you. So this guy, which when you follow the instructions, he's kind of in here like this, and then you have to, let me see, can you see that? Yeah, you can kind of see that. You have to, and this guy's kind of stuck at this angle here, and you have to rivet those guys in there. Well, you can't use the squeezer, and what you have to do is buck them. And I bucked that side, and it ended up pretty good. And then I switched over to this side, and I started bucking, and I realized that bucking with my right hand on the rivet gun and left hand on the bucking bar worked fine over here. But when I had to switch sides, it switched to my left hand on the rivet gun and my right hand on the bucking bar. And it messed up. Well, it wasn't a very good rivet, so I decided to drill it out. So drill out a rivet, I've done a million of those, right? Well, it's kind of in a hard spot and it's kind of hard to get to. And when I drilled it out, this thing slipped, this piece right here, moved out of the way a little bit. And as you can tell, let me make sure you can see this here. That one tab, you see that when I drilled it out, the rivet came out and then it moved, and it actually ended up with an extra hole in it. So that basically made this guy trash. I don't know if you could have put in a stiffener piece or something like that. It technically might be possible, but this thing is $6.70, and I'm going to be flying in this plane. So yeah, spend $6.70. You get a new one that's right. Obviously I have to, deburr it and scuff it up again and repaint it and then put it back into the spot. And then what I've realized is it is much easier to buck rivets with a second person. Bucking them by yourself is difficult. It's not impossible. When they say you can build this plane by yourself, technically you can. I wouldn't advise it though. I think having somebody to help, where you could both be positioned correctly, you could both be using the right amount of force, you both can, be lined up correctly on the rivet, that helps out a lot. So basically what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm going to get this new piece prepped and ready to go and put back in the horizontal stabilizer where it goes. I did see Austin Mankey he's building an RV-10. He's here in the Phoenix area as well. I've helped him on his plane once. He's a fantastic guy. He's a real estate guy if you're looking to, buy property or sell property in the Phoenix area. But he talked about these little, and I'm gonna see if I can see them on here, the little black spots. Can you see them right above the holes there? I'll draw a circle around them so you can kind of see those little spots. There's one on that bottom one as well. I don't know if you can see it. That's because this part, instead of being pressed and the holes being pressed into it, it was actually laser cut. And those are like laser marks. It's kind of burnt. And you end up with some parts that have, bigger burn marks and, or smaller burn marks. If you clean up the hole, like if you use a Scotch-Brite, it gets rid of the burn mark. The hole does have like a little itty bitty tiny little notch in it, which Austin talks about that it might make it a little bit, it might crack easier or something like that. So that's pretty much that. And so I'll get started on getting this guy ready to go. Hi, Minnie. You can see it very well. Let's see if I can get this to... So that hole, if you look at the second hole in, the one that's not the blue tape, the one on the hole on the right that's in between the two blue tapes. I don't know if you could see that little where they laser cut it. There is a slight little notch there. Not a whole bunch. But again, I will direct you to Austin's video for that explanation. I think it's fine. You can't really see it from this side. It looks whole on this side. So it is interesting, that's for sure. Okay, so this piece that I had shown you previously is in there now with the bucked rivets correctly bucked. These guys right here, all bucked, and then that guy bucked back together in there with the, let's see if I can get you a picture of the, let's see, can you get the, can you see him in there? The bucked rivets there. So how I did that, and by the way, I wouldn't recommend messing that part up because it's a nightmare to get back in there. But how I did it is I fabricated because it's so tight to get inside here, right? Because you can't bend that up, like you can't bend it up and out of the way. So to get in there, I had a piece of steel that I put some holes in so that they'll go over the heads of those 470 rivets, and then bucked them because I couldn't get the normal rivet gun end, you know, the rivet gun end, which actually it was this one, you know, this guy doesn't have enough, like you can't get in there enough. It's not, well, it won't fit. And you got to come from the inside on these guys, and you can't get this guy in there like that because it has to go underneath there and you can't get it in there. So you had to put this on the round side, and then with a flat one of those, yeah, pound in the other side. So kind of a backwards way to do it, but they do look pretty good. I mean, that looks halfway decent to me. It looks just like the ones on the other side that were done by the squeezers. So I am calling that done. Thank goodness, done. So next up is riveting the rest of the skins on. So have fun. Talk to you later. Bye.